On the soft tackle merger, we're next going to be tying what is called Doxy Merger. As you can tell, it's kind of like a nymph, but how it's best fished is as an emerger. So let's get a hook in here. Again, we're going to use that curved hook, so we're going to have to put it in the vise. So the hook eye is down a little bit until we get our trailing shuck and body on there. Then we'll get our thread going. And we're just getting the thorax area. And we're ready to tie in our trailing shuck. For that, once again, we're going to be using some Z-Lon. Probably about 99% of the time, or at least it seems, I like to use the brown Z-Lon for a trailing shuck. So we'll just take some of the fibers, twist it together, just like we've done before, so it kind of hangs together, even it up. Then we're ready to tie it in. Wrap back on the hook shank. And we'll go down to the bend of the hook a little bit. And since we're here, we might as well just give it a quick little trim. So it's about half the length of the hook shank. For the body, this time instead of the D-rib, what we're going to use is a goose biot. On any of these flies that you're going to see throughout this video, you can substitute between the goose biot, turkey biot, micro tubing, or the D-rib. For this one, just to show you how the biot works, we've plucked a biot. One side has the notch, one doesn't. The side with the notch, when I wrap it, if I was to wrap this forward with that notch this way, I'm going to have the smooth body. If I turn it around and have the notch to the right and wrap it forward, I'm going to have that fuzzy little rib. So just to show you how that fuzzy little rib looks, we're going to tie it in that way. But before we start to tie this in, since it's kind of a fragile material, we're going to first need to moisten that. And to do that, what I'm going to do is just stick it in my mouth. Use some saliva to soften it up a little bit. That way, when we attach the hackle pliers and wrap it forward, you're less likely to have any breakage in it. Now, before you attach your hackle pliers, what you're going to do is take and bend the biot down. What you're basically doing is kind of like a half turn or a half wrap of the biot. And then you attach your hackle pliers, and you're going to start wrapping your biot forward. And you can use the fuzzy rib like ribbing or segmentation, so you can vary how wide you want the gap between the segmentations to be. So we are up in the thorax, and we'll tie it off, and we'll trim off our excess biot material here, just like so. And then we're going to end up with our thread towards the back of the thorax. We're about a quarter way from the hook eye. So we need to stand this up a little bit. Now we're going to tie in our wing case. For the wing case, what I'm going to use is a natural material, and it's going to be CDC. The reason I like to use CDC for the wing case is because I like the color of the natural dun. You're using a natural material for those who do not like to use synthetics. And since CDC is known for the oil and its flotation, it just gives it a nice little sheen to the overall fly. So we'll just take a couple loose turns, pull our feather back through till we get to the tip, and then we'll cinch down on it. Now once that's done, we can add our thorax. And as you can tell, we've been doing this in an olive color. So we're going to reach in our microfine dubbing box, and instead of using the blue-winged olive color, we'll make this a little more brownish. So we'll use the tan dun color. This way it just gives you a little more separation between your body and your thorax. And just to tighten up that dubbing a little bit, just put a little saliva on your fingers. And that dubbing gets quite a bit tighter, as you can tell here, versus when I first put it on. So we'll just dub our thorax. And you want to leave a little bit of room between the hook eye and the thorax, because we're going to have to pull the wing case over and add some legs. For the legs, what I'm going to be using is partridge. So we'll take a partridge feather here. And what I'm going to do is take a pair of fine tip scissors like the ones provided by Stonefly. We're going to cut the center stem out of here. To do that, I just basically kind of stick the scissors into my finger, snip, and it creates a nice little V in my feather. Then we're going to bring this up, and we're going to pull back all that marabou-y stuff, kind of clump the feather together so we have a group of it, and we're going to hold it from the hook eye back just so it goes just a little bit beyond where we tied in the wing case. Pinch the fibers on the side towards you, and as you bring your thread over the top, the material rolls right over the top, and you just tie it down. Cut off our excess. And what we're going to do is just come in here with our fingernail, push down against the thorax or the dubbing, and what just happened is the materials automatically split into two equal groups. Now I can bring forward the wing case and tie it down. Just like so. Take several turns. Cut off our excess here. And we'll form a little head here. And cover up what we cut off, and then we're ready to finish it off. As you can tell, there's not that much to this fly, but when it comes to fishing, and especially the night before and you don't have any flies to fish with, this is a good fly to sit down at the vise and crank out a few of them real quick, and then you know that's going to work out on the water. Spread our legs out a little bit. And that's what I like to call the Doxy Merger.